Shalom. First and foremost, going to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh Shai.
Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yasharallah that rule well. And salutations to you, Akim, that are out there in the highways and the byways, preaching this word, in truth and in sincerity, and risking your freedom and life to do so, you know. And this is basically a lesson on a response to Apostle Sahar's video, UN troops coming to Chicago. Because you had this one guy, Boykin. He basically suggested that they should bring in troops to deal with the crime in Chicago, you know, and basically saying, oh, we can't deal with it, our cops can't deal with it, and this and that, so we need special help, you know, which like Apostle Tahar said in this video, which I think that's a whole agenda thing, which I think they actually gave him a script, to be like, okay, say this, so we could have an excuse to bring in the UN troops, and we could starting that martial law that that they've been wanting to start for a minute now, you know, and and right here in Chicago, man, hey, niggas right here in Chicago are rebellious as hell, man. Like they're not gonna put up with that shit, you know. They're gonna buck up, They're already bucking up at the cops right here, you know. You have situations where Jake actually shoot back at the cops instead of respecting them, So what do you think they're gonna do with to the UN? And plus the UN, they're what? They're trained
Kill on sight.
to kill on sight, you know. Those are army men, to deal with wars and all that. They're not regular ass cops, you know. Lord willing, this happens, and when it happens, and martial law starts with Chicago, you know. Hey man, shit is gonna go down, man. You know.
Sure.
The first scripture I'm start off with, this is you know what? Let's start off with Revelations 12:12. This is Revelations 12 verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time." And that's mainly the reason why he's starting to start making moves like that, because he knows his time is ending, So now he's oh shit, I gotta start martial law now, and he's finding a way so he could do it, but not fully, because he's a deceiver. He'll do something, but he won't really tell you the intention, because what's the whole reason why they're bringing the troops?
To supposedly stop the violence and it's all propaganda. It's all a cover up, man.
Right, to bring peace, right?
Exactly.
Supposedly, but in reality, what does he want to do? He wants to basically get everybody who's gonna be against him, who and whoever is against his way, he'll just wipe them out, which martial law would also lead to the RFID chip, you know. Right, and he knows he has a short time, you know.
So, wouldn't if I may, with the scripture saying that he knows that he has a short time, that means he's in a desperate state of mind, man. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna look for anything that's quick, quick but straight to the point,
Right, he's gonna whatever way, whatever holes he sees where he can fit in his agenda, without people really knowing his agenda, he'll take that, and right now they're using Chicago as that excuse, to start bringing in troops into America so they can start that martial law,
That's right.
yeah, but got some, and I can get this second address.
Yeah, grab the second.
God, this is second Esdras 15 and 15. for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, you know, and you know that's the UN troops, you know, that they're drawing nigh, you know. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. You know, we already see that going around the world. You know, like in Europe, what you got over there with Palestine after Trump declared Jerusalem being the capital of Israel. You got motherfuckers protesting, fighting against each other, Israel against the Pakistans and all that. You know, and other places of around the world, you know, but soon, you're gonna get that here. Now, right now, what these Americans are doing, they're doing what they call a peaceful protest, you know, but soon those peaceful protests is gonna be like this. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Soon as those people protest are gonna be no more, you know, and people are actually gonna start fighting, shooting each other. You know, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You know, and these people don't that's the reason why they're doing these protests, because they're not regarding their kings, they're not regarding the princes, they're not regarding the higher authorities. You know, ever since Trump got in. You know, all these protests just started coming in left and right. You know.
I got one.
Go ahead.
This Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and that's a sign of the end of days, you know. So Esau seeing that because these elite Edomites, they know the scriptures, you know. So now that they're seeing that, now they know they have for a short time. That's what they're making moves, you know. Right, because eventually that's going to happen with that martial law. When you see movies, what do you see? Martial law is right there, right? Holding doors and making sure people don't go, limiting people to where they can go and what they can do and all that. Mm-hmm. And eventually, what happens? Uproars between the people, uproars against them. You know. All that is gonna happen with this UN troops coming to Chicago. You know. And then what are they gonna say? You know, at first they're gonna start off with Chicago, then they're gonna blame something else. But by the time you know it, all America's gonna be under martial law. You know,
Exactly, and they want to bring that in because even from the minute of the Lord, from our perspective, you can see that these people are just, man, like animals, man. A lot of these people are just like, you know, mindless flesh walking around, you know, and that's why they're gonna bring in all this violence and all of this strict and stern law enforcement, man, which is the UN, other military operatives, you know, all kinds of what do you call those, mercenaries, you know, eventually, you know, because eventually it's gonna spread from Jake all the way up into these Edomites too, because these Edomites they hold guns as well, you know.
Hey, and when it hits the Edomites, what do Edomites start doing? Now it's a problem, right?
Exactly.
Now, you know, now they're gonna wanna, you know, okay, because Jake is docile, man. You know, and these UN troops might come and, you know, they might, you know, because Jake is also, you know, a monster out there, you know. But when it comes to the white man, Jake don't do shit, you know. It's these Edomites that get riled up, you know. Mm-hmm. He's just probably scratching his head like, damn, I want these motherfuckers to start, you know. Damn, I put too much fluoride in the water. God damn, these motherfuckers are docile as hell. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, you know, and that's clearly martial law. You know, you're probably gonna have troops around every corner, and then a town not too far, you might want to go there, you know. And when you get to the checkpoint, you know, which that's another thing, they're gonna have checkpoints on highways, roads, and all that. They're gonna be like, oh, where are you going? Why are you here? Do you work here? You know, they're gonna you're gonna have to need a reason, like a real reason to go to a town. Like you're not gonna be able to just because you know you want to. Oh, I want to go here because I like they have this forest here or this mall or whatever, you know, or this place I like to eat. Nah, they're probably just gonna let you work there, and then after all that, they're not gonna even let you go there at all, you know. It's gonna get to a point where you're not gonna be able to go anywhere, no matter what.
Right, because they going to set up curfews, you know what I'm saying? And if you out late because you ain't going to be able to grab no cigarettes or no loose squares, you know what I'm saying? The guys that be on the corner and stuff selling loose squares, they ain't going to be out there because they'll get locked up and detained, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more late night going to the gas station and get your cigarillos, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they going to cut that off. They going to try to see what you want, what you about. And if it ain't work or anything else that's in that area of importance, hey, guess what? They going to tell you to sit home. If you want to continue, it's like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Hey, guess what? They gon' detain you. They gonna lock you up.
Okay. You know, or may shoot your ass. You know,
Okay.
ultimately, because that's what they really want to do, man. All right, because they see you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in these in impoverished areas that the white man set up people up in. He sees you people. They see you people as just animals, man. You know, with no kind of discipline in anything, and that's why all these calamities are about to come upon you. You know.
And speaking of which, this is Luke chapter 21, verse 20, and you know this was during the time of Titus Vespasian's son. You know what I'm saying? And he you know he was tired of the Israelites and the Zealots rebelling against him. You know, so Titus was pretty much like, hey, let's just kill off the Israelites so we won't have this problem no more, right? So this is Luke 21 and 20. It says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. You know what I'm saying? They bringing in the UN troops, man. You know what I'm saying? The Jerusalem is people before it's a place, man. You know what I'm saying? You got Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in confusion of faces. The bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Y'all scattered all throughout the United States, man. You know what I'm saying? So when they bring in this martial law, you know what I'm saying, just know that that the desolation is near. Verse 21. It says, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter there too. You know, so for these different places, you know what I'm saying, that they finna have the martial law, this, that, and the other and stuff, you know, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to go in these places, man. You know what I'm saying? To probably go somewhere else, you know, because it's finna be real hectic in these areas, especially when they know that the areas are heavy populated with guns, man. That's why they trying to come in and take people's guns, man, so it can be easy, you know. They showed that in the movie Bushwick, the military guy that came through the window. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much was like they was coming in peaceably. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't expect so much resistance, man. That's because they gonna be coming in saying, hey, this is how things gonna go, and Jake gonna rebel, man. You know. Verse 22 it says, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Verse 23, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck. You know what I'm saying? Babies that still on the titty, you know what I'm saying? Or toddlers, you know what I'm saying? You know, because Jake really cares about their kids and stuff, and that might be a reason to keep them to stay in a certain area, you know, right? And it says for there shall be great distress of the land and wrath upon this people. You know what I'm saying? So you coming in, say you trying to hide, you know what I'm saying? But you got your baby start crying and stuff, and it's not the time to cry because you got dogs chasing after you, following your scent. When it's time be quiet. Now they crying because they don't got no food, or they want something, this, that, and the other, and it gives up the location, man. You know, and it says and it shall be. It says, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive in all nations. You know what I'm saying? They got these FEMA camps. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be bringing people in. If you try and be rebellious, you know what I'm saying? They gonna bring people into them FEMA camps, torture you, try to get you to take the chip. You know what I'm saying? The RFID chip, the mark of the beast. You know, and if you rebel, they get coffins that hold 5 to 6 people in one coffin, man. You know what I'm saying? And first 24. First 24. And it says, you'll fall by the edge of the sword. You know what I'm saying? Which is the modern day gun today, man. Which they have guns, not just to shoot you in with bullets. They get guns where they point it at you and you get a heart attack, man. You know what I'm saying? They got all this new technology that you see in Call of Duty that they will hit you with, man. Because that's also part of the sword, you know? Their gadgets and everything. And it says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, that whole scenario happened back then in Rome. You know, like the brother was saying with Titus.
Yeah, 70 AD.
You know, and Yahushua was talking about that, but hey, the same scenario is gonna happen here. To where they're gonna send troops all around us, you know, really to go against Jake. They're also gonna kill the other nations, you know, just anybody that's against them. But they're really gonna focus on Jake, you know. Hey, like you said, but one to them that are with child, and them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon the people. Now, I'm gonna bring this out. This is I'm gonna start. This is Second Ezra 16 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. And who's that? That's us. It says they, especially us, the ones that believe in the truth. They really want us dead, man. They really want to get rid of us. It says, they shall be like mad men, sparing none. That's what Yahweh Shai said. What? Woe unto them that are with child. You know, because then you're gonna suffer a lot more things. You're gonna see your kid being killed in front of you. You know, probably, you know, hey, it says sparing none. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. You know, hey, so they're gonna go all out. You know, at first they're gonna come with that peaceful spirit. You know, but once you know, they see one Jake rebelling and another Jake rebelling, and going against them, resisting. You know, then they're like, man, fuck this. We're just gonna go all out. You know, hey, they're not gonna regard old nor young. You know, they're gonna fuck everything up. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. You know, because when all the tribulation comes, it's gonna know who really is still gonna keep that integrity. You know, who really kept their integrity throughout the martial law, the famine, all that. You know, in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, that's really gonna know who is faithful and not, who really believes in this word and the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai or not.
I got scripture for you. This is 2 Ezra chapter 8 verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, perfect goodness and wisdom. And that's what we're striving for. When we preach His word, man, and we study and meditate the scriptures, so we can avoid these times coming, because we're reading about them, and there are going to be some terrible times for our people, and they think they're ready for stuff. They're not ready for what's about to happen to them, man. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. This is gonna be terrible trouble for them, man.
Right, they have these little fucking handguns and shit. Oh, they think they could do
Exactly.
something with it. Like the brother said, man, the shit you see in Call of Duty and all these movies, these futuristic movies, a lot of that technology they already have.
They're gonna use it on you.
You know, but we could end it with this one.
Okay, all right.
Uh,
Okay.
This is Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, you know, that the flood is what, them troops, you know, just surrounding you, you know, that martial law. Huh?
Just like if you seen day after tomorrow, you know, when they was in New York and they was going to the library and all that water was just going through like the through the past the buildings, this, that, and the other and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, just for an imagery, you know, that they're gonna come in massive.
Alright, it says the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. You know? Hey, so let this martial law come, man. You know? And the Lord is gonna defend us, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, the Lord is still, you know, that martial law is not gonna work against the man of the Lord, you know. Hey, you might actually fuck some of us up. But the scriptures say that there is gonna have to be some martyrs, you know. But that still don't mean nothing, you know. Because you know, once you Edomites, you know, once you think you already had it, you know. Hey, the Most High is gonna lift up that standard, you know, and then it's gonna have all you Edomites scatter and you know, just bug out, you know. The Most High is gonna defend us, you know. The Most High is gonna defend those men who are faithful to him, you know. You know, hey, so Lord willing, you know, that this martial law cracks, you know, it starts happening, you know, and the ball starts rolling, man, you know. And, you know, and with that, I hope you brothers were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're going to end it by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yasharallah that rule well. And salutations to you Akim that are out there in the highways and the byways, pushing this truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Ball.
Abba.